Cause like that'd be like the first thing some girls say when they meet you. Like, can you bark for me?
Okay, welcome to the first episode of the Speak on It podcast with me, the host Chelsea. Deanna's not here today, but she'll be in this episode. And today we have
I'm Abraham Wright. I'm the president of our Unified Fraternity Incorporated.
Jose Salcedo, president of the Delta Alpha chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
Javonte Cook, member on the basketball team.
Marvier Howe, I'm the boss of the Epsilon chapter here, the Romanian South Fraternity Incorporated.
Brandon Massey, 16 dog, member of the Omega South Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and also just former member of the football team.
so today. This is who we're gonna be interviewing. We have a couple questions. Basically, I'm just tell y'all, just be yourselves. Like you can talk off topic from the questions.
Alright, sure.
So, first question is for our guys in the fraternity. So, what made you join your specific fraternity?
So what made me join my fraternity was pretty much like the brotherhood. They showed me what brotherhood was supposed to be like. When I first came in as a freshman, they were helping me with like some of my classes. If I needed help with anything, I could always count on them. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to give back to my community. Wanted to be a big brother to somebody else.
Sure. So what made me join Sigma, a lot of my mentors growing up, a lot of my teachers, especially in high school, a lot of them were Sigma, so I already had that impression on that. Coming to Winston State University, they were just the most visible to me, the most accessible to me as far as, academics, making sure that I got my GPA right, stuff like that. So that's kind of what influenced my decision and, became a brother, and now I try to be that for other people.
What made me want to join was really like the impact that the brothers had just on everybody in the community. Like when it comes to like athletes, just people working in the community. I feel like the impact was kind of great, and whenever I meet somebody, I just want to leave like a long-lasting impression on them, just like an impression in general. And I feel like the Omegas definitely had that going for them.
For me, what made me want to join was growing up playing football. A lot of my coaches, they were men of Omega South Phi Fraternity Incorporated. So them and how they carried themselves in school while teaching and coaching, how they held me to a higher standard, I always looked up to that. And I grew up with their kids, so I saw how their kids was raised firsthand and how they lived their lives. And so I wanted to be like them. So that's a major reason why I wanted to join.
Okay, Javonte, what made you like basketball? Why did you play basketball?
What made me like basketball?
Yeah.
I really come from like a basketball family. Like everybody in my family played basketball. I started playing when I was like 4. I don't know, I just love the game. It's like when I was younger, it's just like it's been my escape, like for everything I've been through. Like I just go pick up a basketball, you know what I'm saying? So I can just like, I don't know, it's still that for me. So that's why I love the game.
He could, y'all. He got over 1,000 points. So do y'all think like, y'all being like in a fraternity and like in athletics, y'all think that has changed like y'all social life and y'all dating life?
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Y'all wanna like
I think it changed. I think it mostly changed my social life than anything. Like where I come from, we don't really talk to strangers that much. You know what I'm saying? Like you stick with who you know. Everybody you don't know, you just keep it moving. Now, ever since I joined the org, I got people that I don't even know knowing my name, coming up to me trying to wrap it up, whatever. So yeah, I definitely said it changed on the social standpoint.
To piggyback off what he said, definitely the social point, athletically and from the fraternity. It's just, some people they just come up, talk to you, be like, yo, what's up, B? People, they don't know you at first, but then now they know you when you make a few plays or, when you cross and get them letters. And then, the social aspect too, more people coming up to just talk to you and things like that. And then, people, they are interested. So, people they just talk more when you see got the letters and everything.
Yeah. Social life. I mean, I still honestly hang out with the same people I hung out with before I got the letters. I'm still cool with the same people I was cool with before.
For sure.
My social life, it really just showed me to like new environments, new crowds of people. Cause like he said, where I'm from, you really just stick to yourself. But it's like I can go in like any room and kind of be comfortable when I'm with my fraternity or whatever. All people from all different groups speak to me now, honestly. And it's kind of changed dating life too, I guess you could say, because people make a lot of assumptions when they see certain colors on you, so they might expect you to act a certain way, or it's just a lot of weird stuff that comes with it. A lot of good and bad though.
Yeah, for sure. I would say for social life for me, it did expand. Like, you're gonna have people on both sides. You're gonna have people that, regardless of what you're doing or anything, you're gonna have haters. You're gonna have people that appreciate you. Me personally, I made sure that when I crossed my organization, I made sure that I didn't change anything I do. Give people a reason to say like, "Oh, you changed after you get the letters." I feel like I'm the same person I was before the letters than I am now. Like, people, they're gonna say what they're gonna say, but like he said, you go into rooms feeling comfortable being part of an organization. There's just a sort of confidence that it gives you, whether it's athletes or organizations. You just come in with that kind of confidence. So it instills a confidence in you that people admire and people, feel like talking to you about stuff.
Yeah, like they pretty much said it all, but I mean, I feel like you just gotta stay true to yourself, know who you are, so you don't get caught up in all the social, cause it's gonna change. Like, it's changed drastically for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, a lot of people I don't even know just coming up to me, and I ain't got a problem with that, cause like I'm a friendly guy. Like, I like networking and all that, but you just gotta know, you gotta stay true to yourself and know who you are, so you don't get lost in it. It's easy to get lost in that.
Yeah, that's okay.
For sure.
So I remember I heard some of y'all say like, some of y'all from up north?
Yeah.
So like,
Nah, I'm from the West Coast.
so like, is it kind of like different? Cause I know in the South, like we're very like friendly, like hospitality, like we talk to people we don't know. So like, has that been different for y'all too? Like, it's like Greek life and like, being an athlete, is that different too, like from where y'all from than it is here? Cause I know here we're very like in the South, we're very sociable, like we talk to random people. It's just.
I mean, not for me. My mom is from Goldsboro, North Carolina, 919. So, I mean, I'm used to talking to people. Honestly, that never really. I've always expected, talk to people I don't know. You gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable, kind of thing.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say I talk to everybody. You come to me, you speak. I'm gonna show the same respect. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so speaking of stereotypes, like he said, so like, for me personally, like I'm not reading nothing. But like, I do be seeing people be saying like y'all have a lot of stereotypes about how y'all act. So like how y'all feel about that?
I mean, especially part of Lincoln South fraternity, you get a lot of the bad stereotypes a lot of the times, and it's looked down upon. But me and my brothers, my LBs, and then the guys, my pros, and the guys before me, if you really get down to meet us, like you'll see that the stereotypes that's out there were totally the opposite of that. So we hold a lot of standards and a lot of high morals and things like that. So I just feel like if you really know the guys and get to actually meet them, you'll see that a lot of the stereotypes that they have out there on us, you'd be like, man, that's not even that. You feel me?
Like people try to treat us like cavemen or something.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. But yeah.
You just put on the show, we step and hop, you know what I'm saying? We just put on the show. That's it.
It's a lot of different personalities in every
For sure.
organization, every club, whatever. So everybody's their own person. So you really just gotta get to meet whoever you want to meet.
Yeah, I agree. I think especially when it comes to stereotypes, man, like it puts everybody in the box. But like you said, there's a lot of different personalities in every organization. So you might have some that fit the stereotype. You might some that might be a polar opposite from the stereotype. So I just personally don't let those stereotypes get to me or hold me down from who I am. That's just how it is.
So my take from an athlete's point of view, because they have a lot to say about athletes. Yeah. How you feel about stereotypes of like being athlete, like a basketball player?
I mean, it go in one ear and go out the other. Like, people gonna stereotype you either way. Like, I mean, people gonna judge you, so you might as well just be yourself. So, I don't know. It really don't bother me like that.
So we was talking about dating life. So as far as dating, do y'all feel like people look at y'all like a certain way because y'all in like an organization or y'all an athlete? Like they think you're
Yeah.
a certain type of person.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
How does it make y'all feel? Like y'all just don't care. Y'all just be like, it is what it is.
Most of the time, my bad, Misha, but most of the time for me, I just be like, it is what it is. Because, like, if you know me, then that's why I say you gotta just get to know, like, from athletes and, you know, people in fraternities, sororities, you really just gotta get to know that person. Because you basing a lot of things just off the stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know me, it is what it is. I'm not gonna stress about it. So.
Okay, I mean, and then you got some people that want you for just that reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of like instant red flag. You know what I'm saying?
That's an instant red flag.
Instant red flag.
But I think with the whole thing, you just gotta express like that you and you at the end of the day. Because half the people that's not in the organizations, all they see is the organization for real. Or like if you're an athlete, all they see is you're an athlete. Half of them don't even really try to get to know you like that. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't
That's an
understand.
issue all by itself.
Yeah, they don't understand the workout.
More than what meets the eye.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, they don't understand the workout with it either. 'Cause y'all do a lot more than just like, you know, playing basketball, you know.
Yeah, struggling.
Yeah, y'all do a lot of stuff in the community and
Yeah, it's about
I think they be missing that part.
And that's the good thing, like, the main thing, like, us in the community, that's the part that they need to see, you know, because that, they get the real us when we out there helping the kids, you know what I'm saying, giving back to not only, you know, younger, but like the college people too, you know what I'm saying? So if you come out to our events that fraternities, sororities have, you know, the community service that we do, you actually get to meet and see those people like who they really are. So
Yeah, to kind of pick on what he said, like a lot of people judge us based off what they see at like parties and functions, but like you said with the community service, that's when you see like our actual personalities coming out. You seeing people take charge, you seeing people handle business versus what they're doing at parties and just having fun. Don't get us wrong, we like to have fun, but we get our work done too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have to say all the chapters on here. Y'all are very cool people.
appreciate that.
Yeah, so like as far as like crossing, so do y'all think like y'all have personally changed or y'all feel like y'all the same person?
I feel like nothing changed about me. Like personality wise, honestly, like I'm the exact same person. Like you can ask anybody who knew me before I crossed, like I'm just the same me, for real.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think crossing really change everybody. I feel like it enhanced what's already there. Like I feel like if your ego is already big, when you cross, it's just gonna get huge. Like you're just gonna go crazy. So that's how I feel about that really. But I do feel like I changed in a lot of good ways. Like I can speak publicly now. I'm not as shy as I used to be. And then I did have, a couple of bad changes, but it's alright. We working on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely piggyback off what he said. Like, it definitely magnifies who you are. Like, me personally, I don't feel like I've changed one bit. Like, even, like, when I came in till after I came out, like I said earlier, I'm the same person. I just got these letters on my chest. I'm going to carry myself the same way. I'm going to make sure that I hold the values of what my fraternity stands for. And if anything, it changed me for the better. Like he said, public speaking, professional development, networking, all that. But what I will say is, like I said, the process does highlight who you are. So if you're a shitty person, you cross, you're just a shitty person with letters, and it's going to show. You're a good person, that's going to come forward. And you're a good person with letters, you're a good brother, you're a good sister, whatever. But though being in this type of spotlight, you're responsible for everything that you do. And you're always going to have that spotlight on you. So that's where, that's where that comes from.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the egos. Like, for certain people, they be like, yeah, he think, because he crossed now. Like, it's good y'all having changed. So, Javonte, like, so you're a basketball player. Basketball is, like, real big at this school. So you pretty much kind of like the face of the school a little bit. So do you feel like that has changed you a little bit? Like, do you have pressure on you? Because, you know, people see your face on posters and stuff around campus. Like,
Yeah, nah, I feel like I ain't changed though, and that really ain't pressure to me. Like, that's just playing basketball. You know, I've been doing that since I was 4. That ain't no pressure, so that really don't faze me.
so like, do you feel? So what do y'all feel like y'all be doing? Like, if y'all didn't necessarily like, y'all didn't cross or like play basketball.
Man, God knows. I don't know.
I mean, all right. So for me, because I'm a man of Omega Psi Phi, and I was a former football player. So if I didn't cross, I know I always held like my academics up to like a high point because I wanted to become a physical therapist. So that was my main goal, you know, just stay on my track and just become a physical therapist. And honestly, like without football, I probably would have tried to venture off into some other sport because like athletics has just been a big part of my life since I was growing up because that's who I was before the letters, you know. So, but football, I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be here for real if it wasn't for football. For real, football saved my life.
Anybody else want to say that?
Like, you didn't like, you didn't cross. Like, what would you do?
What what would you do now? Like, if you didn't cross, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, honestly, I'll probably still be here. Like you said, I was really big on my academics before I am now, because I wanna own a hospital one day. So yeah, I feel like I'll still be here. Same old me.
Healthcare management, I'm guessing.
Nah, clinical laboratory science.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's you exercise. You exercise fine. I gotta ask everybody their majors. What's y'all majors?
Social work.
Communication and media studies.
So like, what do y'all plan on doing with y'all majors?
Right. Alright, I guess I'll start off. So basically I'm kinda into my career field already. I might choose like, you know, choose to take different approaches later on down the line. But with my communications degree, I'm actually a community organizer here in Winston-Salem. And what I do is I basically advocate for low-income communities and communities of color when it comes to environmentalism. So I work with Power Up NC, and you know we work in North Carolina, Fayetteville, and Raleigh on these issues. So you know I do a lot of lobbying, going to Capitol Hill, talking to representatives about certain environmental issues. That's a full-time job while I'm in school, so I'm in that right now.
Oh, so you be in DC?
Yeah. Sometimes we get flown out of DC to advocate for certain policies, certain issues, but yeah, mostly I work here in Winston-Salem, deal with local issues, but when they need us out in DC, they fly us out and stuff.
So, for me, I guess, my plan A is to get paid for basketball, but if that don't work, I'll fall back on my major and try to be an agent, like helping athletes in my position right now that's finished with college. Yeah, that's finished with college, trying to go somewhere overseas or get paid, you know what I'm saying?
So you do want to go, pro?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Well, I'm getting my major in clinical laboratory science, like I said. So, first thing I want to do, I want to be a lab tech, but I want to get my master's in healthcare management because I want to run a federal hospital, like a VA hospital in DC, or maybe or Texas. I've been thinking about. So that's like the ultimate goal, really.
You said Texas like DC?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to say that's good. You said you want to run like a VA hospital, right?
Yeah.
So like they deal with like the vets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to say that's where all the met.
Yeah, need those benefits.
Nasty.
Yeah, for me, finish my undergrad and go to PT school, become a physical therapist, and then help. Specifically, I want to help athletes, but I wouldn't be opposed to like helping, the general population, with ever like car accidents or just, falling down from any type of accident or anything like that. But I would still like to work with athletes, being a former athlete and going through a rehab process myself, and I know how that felt, and then having the right people around me with my physical therapist and occupational therapist, and how they brought joy and excitement to what I was doing to help me, progress. So I would want to do that for any athletes at any level.
Okay, y'all, we got She joined us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Chi, from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And I'm a senior healthcare management major.
So what you want to do with your major?
For real, I want to work probably like in HR for entry level for right now at in personnel management. So like, because I feel like I work really good with people. But I feel like my immediate plans, like for after college, is probably gonna be in jewelry. Because that's like where I'm working at the moment. So I kind of want to explore that a little bit before.
Like I said, I'm a social work major, so I kind of got like 2 routes I'm trying to go. The first route, thinking about doing in-school social work job. I want to work with troubled youth, because like I said, I come from Henderson. That's crazy. Like it's terrible down there. Yeah. So I kind of want to give back to the kids that most people don't really pay attention to. And then I also thought about going into higher education and starting like a male violence prevention program. So,
Okay, well, y'all already know I'm sports management. I was exercise science at first because I really like sports, like no trail, like. But eventually I just realized like my personality, I like being like more of a manager. So I want to be an agent, and I want to own my own agency one day. I really want to focus on recruiting athletes for HBCUs because it's a lot of talent in HBCUs, and I feel like they look over and they focus more on the PWI.
because they do.
So that's why I want my agency. And I want to be a PR agent too. So when I make my agency, I want to have a public relations little place in there too. You know, I really know how to act. So, yeah. So piggyback off I said. So how do you feel, Javonte, about like, you know, HBCU athletes, how, you know, they get overlooked?
So I transferred from PWI Mars Hill in Asheville, North Carolina, and that's about white as it can get. And then, so I mean, I feel like most definitely HBCUs get overlooked, but I mean the vibe I got from Winston when I first came here is unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? I would encourage not just black, any race to go to HBCU. You know what I'm saying? Just to give back to the community and feel the vibe, really.
Yeah, that's what I want to focus on too, because it's just like, as far as, you know, exposure, I know at PWI is like, you know, they be on TV more, because in high school I used to go to a middle college, I went to UNCG.
Yeah.
So I know they had a lot of camera time and stuff, and they had some great athletes that went there too, but most of them ended up, you know, I felt like they was overlooked too a little bit, even though it was like a D1 school. But I definitely feel like us as HBCUs, like we have a lot of talent. Because y'all, you know, y'all basketball team. That's all I heard about before I came here.
Yeah.
I heard y'all was like really good.
Facts.
So like as far as like how organizations, like what do y'all kind of like? What do y'all like the most about like here, like at Winston?
Our specific organization.
Yeah, yours is here at Winston.
Yeah, Winston. I guess what I like about my org is you'll never really see 2 iotas that's alike. Everybody's different, and I really like the fact that like when people look at these letters, they automatically think of me. Like I'm literally the iota on campus. Like I kind of fuck with that. Just leaving my own legacy behind.
So you don't mind being like, you know, as far y'all don't mind like it not being like a lot of y'all don't mind.
No, I don't care. It's cool with me. I'm fine with being by myself, to be honest, but I ain't about to be by myself for long.
You know? Jose.
Man, the question was, what do I like about my organization?
Yeah, here at Winston.
Alright. I mean, it's just 2 of us. It's me, and then you know, brother Austin, Jacory. He's the other Sigma on camp. You know, being in this organization, being in the fold for about 3 years, you know, there's a lot to take in, especially being, you know, president 2.5 out of those 3 years. It, you know, brings a lot of business aspects to you as far as how to run a fraternity and everything. But the one thing I like about it is, you know, kind of the image that I left on camp. You know, kind of how I, you know, took what I inherited in the fraternity and I made it into my own thing. I think that's what I appreciate about it the most. I left my little mark.
Javonte, we like most about like, you know, being an athlete basketball player here.
I'll really say the comfortability like that I experienced off rip. It just felt like I knew those guys, like they're my brothers. Like I just felt like I knew them for years. You know what I'm saying? I really like the pedestal that the basketball team is on here too. I mean that could be good or bad because the light always on you, but I look at it as a good way.
Feel like home. Almost.
Facts.
Yeah. My favorite thing, it's a lot to choose from. Not gonna lie. But probably just the overall brotherhood. Like when I tell you I could really call any member of my frat like any time of day, any time of night, morning, no matter where I'm at in this country and like get some help for whatever reason, like I can always count on them. Like always count on them. And it never matters what it is, like it can be big, small, like whatever, like they always got my back. Like, I like that.
Me,
Don't copy me either.
not to you too, I was about to say. But for me, it was what I like the most is that you see like when I cross the people that I cross with, we all have the same alike mind. So it's like the grind that we had and the love that we have for the fraternity, it never dies down. So that's the thing that I like the most. So from the time that we crossed and came out up to now, we coming up on our 1 year in the fold, you know, it's still there. The love is still there, the passion is still there, and that's what I love most.
Yeah, I mean, really, just it's gonna be basically piggybacking off what them two said. Like, as far as just meeting some individuals where y'all really didn't know each other, and then just going closer and just learning about the history of the fraternity and what it gave, you know, to the school, not even the school, just to the world in general. Like that's real important. It bonds y'all, it connects y'all. Like he said, anything I'm going through, there's a group of people I know I'm never gonna be judged. You know, unfairly or anything like that.
Kind of bringing what they said back around to Winston specifically. One thing I like about Greece as a whole, like here we really don't have like Greek beef per se. Like I can call on any one of these guys if I need help, and they're gonna be right there, regardless of what letters you wear. We stand for the same thing.
Yeah, it's always love. Like it's always been love since I've been in the from every organization. Like it's never been a cold shoulder or you know, there's always love, no matter who it is or what they rep.
Especially because like a lot of us knew each other like before the letters, so it's like friendship go past the letters. So
Yeah, I have to say, like, observing, like, from the outside looking in, I do like how y'all kind of have a brotherhood. Because, like, when y'all are around each other, like, you can kind of feel the closeness and how y'all just. And y'all can tell each other, like, other people about each other. Like, y'all know each other for real.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's kind of like y'all family. Y'all, it's kind of like y'all family. Like, it's real.
No,
Yeah.
facts.
I like that.
Yes.
So going back to the social life. So we did talk about like it changed a little bit. What do y'all like that kind of changed about the social life a little bit since y'all crossed over, you know, because you're an athlete? What do y'all like? Well, actually, we can do what y'all like and dislike. Like things y'all like and things y'all don't like.
Well, for me personally, not even talking about like people my age, but people older than me, like networking socially, like that was a big thing. After I crossed, it was like, oh, what's your major? Exercise science. What you want to do? Physical therapy. All right, I'm gonna tap you in with this brother who crossed in 05. So it's like that really helped me a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I really liked about that. It's just that I can get help. You know, no matter what the situation is or anything like that. That networking right there is a big part. And I really haven't found anything that I didn't like about it socially. You know, sometimes like I accept the love that I get, but you know, sometimes you know some people be a little extra sometimes. Be a little extra sometimes. That's it.
Yeah, man. Just to expand on what he said, networking is definitely a big plus, especially when you get into these organizations. Like I just came from regionals yesterday. You know, we had regionals this past weekend, and within our region, North Carolina, South Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, and I got to meet a lot of brothers, a lot of networking. Shoot, like you can see my wallet is full of business cards and everything. So you know, that's one plus. I would say not necessarily something that it's something that kind of gets I guess you could say um, annoying or overbearing at some points is how we talked earlier about like stereotypes and how it may they might hold us to that stereotype and not really get to know us as an individual. Sometimes having everybody talk to you can be kind of a burden within itself because people are just talking to you because you're part of this org, not because they want to know you as an individual. They want to know your character. They want to get to know you and stuff like that and whatnot. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But one thing that I really don't like is that though after we cross like socially, I'm still the same person. Like
Thanks.
I'm human. That's it. Like I ain't no different. I'm still the same Massey that y'all knew before and after. So especially when you get the letters, people like they hold like you get held up to a different standard, but you also looked at it in a different light too. So that can be a bad thing. Like people like I'm like, bruh, I'm still your friend. I'm still Massey. I'm still me. So just treat me like I'm a regular human. Just show respect.
I don't like when people attach my fraternity name to my name, like in a way that like
they be like meets the Q.
meets the Q, or
Yeah.
like meets the Q.
But it's gonna
I
happen.
mean, yeah, I was meet before. Like it's cool. It was cool at first, but like this doesn't make my personality. Like this is just like one part of it. It's bigger than this at the end of the day. So just like meets the Q is kind of irritating sometimes. Like no, just meets like.
I don't know those memes, so I know they talk about it.
Nah, yeah, I definitely feel like there's pros and cons that come with the attention that you get. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, some days I just don't feel like talking and people coming up to me, I can have my AirPods, I won't be listening, like, just want to make it look like, so you want to talk to me. But like, I mean, some days I'm active, I'm social, I'm telling you, but some days I'm active, I'm social, but yeah, some days it's overwhelming.
I feel like with athletes, they don't really understand like y'all thought process. Like losing a game like that shit really be
That shit hurt,
that shit
man.
be hitting. Like I don't feel like they understand that. And what y'all go through like on a daily basis, they don't understand. Like y'all be tired. Like
I think one thing that I enjoy about the social life team is the fact that like I feel like I can influence so many people now. Like so many people listen to what I got to say, and like that is love. It's amazing. The negatives, so many people didn't know this, but like I've been in the org now for like 3 years. Like I joined my freshman year, so I've seen people come and go. I done went through a whole life change. It's been crazy. The negative, I have to say, the weird people that attract. Like we do attract some weird people sometimes. You get caught in some situations, and you be like, "What the hell?"
so y'all remember y'all talk about weirdness. So I know that comes with like people regularly. So like as far as like dating and stuff, like they get on your nerves too. Cause I know some girls personally, I have seen personally, they love their athletes and their fraternities. So like that annoy y'all too, cause it's just like they ain't like, girl, relax. Like
I mean, if that's all you want to talk about, sometimes yeah, because like why we always got to talk about that?
It's
Like,
more
It's more to me.
But like you just coming up like, cause I mean it's kind of, I don't know, I know y'all can kind of relate. It's kind of crazy with us. Like that'd be like the first thing some girls say when they meet you. Like can you bark for me? I mean,
they be asking you to bark.
yeah, like
Oh my god.
a dog or something. Good.
I don't know. I feel like, especially with a lot of girls, I'm not gonna say a lot of girls. I'm gonna say some girls. They like to fetishize the fraternities, so they don't really get to know us as a person. They don't want really anything to do with us past, beyond stuff with no strings attached.
Beyond
So,
what they hear.
beyond,
yeah,
for sure. So I mean, like I said, I feel like they just enclose us in that little box, and they operate within that box, but they don't get to know what's outside of it. They don't get to know more about us outside of this.
What's really funny is sometimes like we don't talk about it that much, but girls really be sexually harassing us. I ain't gonna lie. Like y'all ever got stalked before?
Yeah. Stop.
Yeah.
Like a party or something. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
How is it for y'all? How is it for y'all at party? Like y'all be getting stopped and stuff at parties?
Bruh.
Yeah, like honestly, like some people will really like follow you everywhere to really see where you're going.
It be too dark in there.
It's like, they'll be like, you know, if you're not ending your night with me, then, you know, I'm gonna just be on your ass all night. You know what I mean? You just be running all night. For real.
Okay, so Chi, I know because you know you a dude. You know they call y'all pretty ones. How you feel like that too?
I'ma say, in my experience, I done seen some wild stuff. That's what I as far as like, man. Nah. I mean, look, it really. I do feel like the image that's around us does play a part in like why they feel like they need to act a little different. But like, nah, just relax a little bit. It's like what y'all wouldn't believe.
Yeah, you can't even put it in words.
Bro. Some of this stuff seems almost fake. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't like. Don't even be involved with me.
Like a lot of people,
It's my LP.
It's my
like a lot of people, you'll catch a lot of strays with a lot of people, like, you know, just cause like they'll know you before, but like after you join like a certain organization or like a club, like they won't even talk to you just off the strength of that, like that alone.
Oh yeah.
Like they won't even talk to you. Like I owe you the brother, so I'm not even talking to you. Like,
Chill about y'all.
like you don't even know me. Like,
Right.
I heard about
Right.
y'all. Like I be like, whoa. Like,
But then have the nerve later to say that you changed up.
yeah.
Yeah, like
What?
Okay, but I say, what about like athletes for you? So I know with girls, like, especially with y'all basketball players, especially if they know you good and you feel that you probably could go pro. Like, how's it been for you?
See, that's the hard part. It's hard trying to see if a female is genuine or not, or she just wants you because you got something going for yourself. Like, that's hard to tell for me. So, I mean, I don't know. I just take everything with a grain of salt, take every, conversation. I don't know. It's hard to tell, though.
It's hard to tell. Like, have y'all got kind of good at it a little bit?
I've gotten better.
Yeah, but I don't
Years
think
past.
I don't know if you can ever say like I'm
nasty.
perfect.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah, I really don't.
Because people know how to hide shit.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't be thinking y'all got feelings either. Like, y'all emotions just like this. You might not be like out there like that, but y'all got emotions.
It's because they can't be out there.
I'm about to say I'm just gonna say this, just based off experience, but the only real way to get out of that, people stereotyping you with somebody, is finding somebody that likes you for you and sticking with that person. Because I know in college we can get wrapped up in like options and stuff like that, but you find someone that's solid for you, just stick with that. You don't got to worry about that.
Like they care about like your well-being, like your grades, like everything, like
all
that type
that.
of stuff. Like they don't even talk about your extracurriculars. Like they really just worry about you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of rare nowadays, honestly. So it shouldn't get taken for granted.
So speaking of people worrying, so how has y'all's crossing being athletes, does that affect like y'all mental health a little bit?
I'm gonna say this, and I think Abraham could kind of attest, bro. Like having a chapter like just this work in general, it's not for the faint of heart, man. A lot of people think like, oh, all we do is stroll, all we do is step, do whatever. We just throw parties. Nah, like there's a lot of hard work that goes into this shit, man. Like the chapter meetings, the late nights, trying to figure out when the next event's gonna be. All that it takes a mental toll, man. Because me personally, I work a full-time job. I'm a full-time student. I'm chapter president. Like it's a lot of time management, a lot of stressful nights. So it's not for the faint of heart.
At all, like constantly getting calls from the pros, they're checking up on you, making sure you're doing everything right. Emails, Zooms, like a Zoom like every 2-3 days.
Facts.
Or something like minuscule, like something to say to text you about. Like it's just me personally, like I like to dress down. I like to be comfortable. Honestly, like with the suits, everything just has to be on point. It's definitely a lot of work. It's a lot to keep up with. So
There's a lot of politics.
yeah, there's a lot of politics.
Most definitely.
Like definitely a lot of talking. You may not want to talk, but you're gonna have to talk. So
Yeah, facts.
Like I feel like now, like y'all image had like now that y'all go places, like I feel like y'all image gotta be like on point, like with the fits, the outfits, like everything like that.
Gotta be.
yeah, I feel like you really
to
got
an extent.
So when you say on point, like yeah, you really gotta be on point. Because sometimes you may do something you're not supposed to be doing with something like this on, or like you never know who's watching type of thing. So you really, especially on campus, like you really gotta be on your P's and Q's all the time. Never know who got eyes on you. People talk like this campus isn't the biggest, so word get around fast.
Yeah. I'm about to say, going back on, like piggyback on what he said, like especially when you're in, playing basketball, athlete or part of an organization, you kind of lose your own personal sense of self in the sense that now you're associated with something bigger. So you got to really watch out what you do because not only can it get you in trouble, but it can get your organization or, the basketball team in trouble. So you just gotta have that type of integrity and stick to that. That way you don't do anything that puts yourself or the organization at risk.
Okay, so as far as like when I was saying mental, so I do remember him saying like some people didn't talk to y'all no more after y'all cross. So like y'all have this gained friendships as well as lost friendships. Like how did y'all feel about like losing like some friendships? Like did y'all feel like sometimes it was meant to happen, or
After a while, you get used to it. After a while, I mean, once you start seeing so many fake people coming in and out, it don't bother you no more. You just like, hey, it is what it is. The people that's meant to be there, that's closest to you, they're gonna be there regardless. And that's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, being Greek or being an athlete, like with having like a lot of things to do, like in one day, it'll really like show who's really there for you. A lot of the time, like when you busy, you practice, step practice, whatever, meetings, team meetings, film, all that type of stuff. Like that'll really show who's with you and who's not. Because you disappear for a few hours. Some people just say forget you, really. Like they don't really take into consideration like what you doing with your time.
Yeah, I'm about to say, me personally, like I'm not alone. I talk to everybody, but I stay to myself. If that makes sense. I'll talk to everybody, but when it comes to my things, I usually stay to myself. So it doesn't really affect me who stays or who leaves in my life.
I'll tell your business.
Right, like there've been some people I've been like, damn, they were solid for a little minute, but you got to be on your way. But like me, I mean, friends come and go, but you got those few people that are always gonna stay solid in your life.
I feel like God, He gonna put people in your life that need to be in your life, and He gonna take people away that don't need to be in your life. You know what I'm saying? So I just trust God. Anybody that's for me gonna be with me. If they not, oh well, keep it going. This shit gonna keep going.
So I say like you the athlete, like you the athlete. And Master, you was an athlete too. So like, well actually all y'all can answer this question. Like when y'all was like, I know you can't talk about it much, but when y'all was like going through crossing stuff, but y'all schedule was so like packed. Like how sometimes our classes be like a lot of work. Was it like packed and like was you stressed? Like how do you have the balance between being in your organization and the school and probably having a job too?
I'm gonna be honest. So like my schedule was packed at the time, but I think it's more packed now. That like I'm actually in. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Cause it's like every time you turn around, it's something. It's a meeting you gotta go to. Somebody you gotta call. Like you got more to worry about than just yourself. Like that was only for a small time period. This right here is really where the work began for me.
Yeah, and I was about to say, just to pick up what you said, I'm pretty sure all of us can agree on this. When people above us, they be like, "You think this is hard? Wait till you get to the other side." It's all about, back when you're in the crossing, like in the process of being a member, you just dedicate a small amount of time, and then now this is basically a full-time job almost. Like whenever somebody calls, you need to pick up the phone
With no pay.
No pay. Like you're not getting paid for this shit. So it's like it just takes up a lot of time, especially afterwards.
Shit hard, but that's what it is. It's a job. So if you want the results, you got to put in that work. You got to get there on time. It's only preparing you for the real world anyway. So you got to do it.
I chat them out of always on time, never late. Like time management is everything. Especially, that's just when it comes to college in general. Like you really gotta perfect time management. Time is everything. That's something you can't get back. So you really gotta spend it wisely.
So, have y'all ever had, I know college is hard. I didn't really know it was gonna be hard, so I got here either. But have y'all ever had times like where y'all wanted to like give up or like quit or anything? Cause I know like I've had,
Yes.
I have had,
Yeah, at least once a week.
I have been ready to call it quits too.
Yeah, waking up for early morning workouts when you got the early lift, like I gotta wake up at 5 in the morning. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just get hard, you know. I'm human, so it's only so much. But you know, what made me not quit was, you know, me remembering what my goal is, and then I got other guys around me going through the same thing. Like, nah, bro, you know, we gotta go. You know, we gonna complain about it, you know, just to vent or whatever. But you know, we suck it up, you know, keep pushing. But for sure, I wanted to quit a few times, but it's bigger than me. My goal is bigger than me for real. So that's why I keep going.
I ain't gonna lie, it's time where I open an assignment and just read it and I just want to quit. Like, why am I doing this? But, yeah, you gotta persevere though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You gotta really remember why you're here.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes like
facts.
5 times a day think about why you're here and is it worth it?
So Chief, like I'm gonna ask you like first question, but so like what made you want to be like what made you want to join?
For real, it was like back in high school. I feel like everybody can relate at some point, but I had a cute dog coach, and he trying to tell me, oh yeah, I'm like, what is this? You know, high school, you don't know nothing. So I start doing my research. I really do, and I go in with an open mind, and I see obviously that there's more than one. So I start looking. I don't really have nothing in mind, but I do remember like seeing the Noops, you know, my senior year of high school, and being like, oh, I kind of want to do that. I want to do that. And I got here, and you know, I just seen a couple people I knew from high school had crossed here, and I was like, oh wow, dang. So you know, that kind of made it more realistic in my eyes, because as a high schooler coming into college, I'm like, what am I really gonna be able to do, you know? So, but yeah, definitely just seeing like the work they put in, and like it's like as soon as I started like learning more about the fraternity, people around me started popping up like in the fraternity, like but like older people, like you know, like old teachers and stuff. I'm like, I didn't know you was interested in this, and I'm like, what you know, like hold on. Yeah, so yeah, and you know they're talking to me, and they're like, yeah, whatever decision you make, you know, it's gonna be good for you. So a lot of work involved, and so yeah, so I feel like it was just a lot of research and.
Okay, so you asked us earlier. So do you think like your dating life, your social life has changed since you got crossed?
Man, I feel like, I mean, I'm not really a big relationship person because I feel like they're so like fluid, like you know they come and they go. So I don't really big on like creating intimate relationships and bonds and stuff. But I feel like definitely more willing to like get close with people beforehand than after, especially because like the letters, like people, dad will just get to know you just because your letters, like, and you know, you hear about it, but then actually going through it and like meet people that's only talking to you when they see you in your letters or when you're doing something related to the fraternity is kind of like, So I mean, yeah, it did change. You know, it just kind of got more reserved. That's it. But I still, you know, talk when I see people, friendly. But
Yeah, I feel like some people think y'all kind of standoffish because y'all like in the organization y'all got athlete. Like basically like ego. Like when he was talking about ego, because I know some people like they be thinking because you in an organization or you're an athlete, you just
thank you to shit.
yeah, you just think you the shit. You don't have no personality. I mean, to be fair, you know some people don't have no personality, but like, do people be looking at y'all that way?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they do look at us that way, but I mean, you are who you are. Like, so if you was the man before, you're gonna be the man after. And the letters really don't change because I know some people, you know, a few more people might know you, but you are who you are at the end of the day. Like, letters don't change you. The athleticism is not going to, like, you are who you are at the end of the day. So,
So like he said with high school. So did y'all start like y'all interest at high school or because y'all knew somebody who was in it? Like how did y'all like
I didn't want to be Greek when I first came in. Greek wasn't even like part of my like thought process until like after actually seeing Greek life firsthand, because I've never seen it in person before. only on TV.
Yeah, I think for me personally, it was kind of different. Like I always had the influence of Sigma in my life. Like I had mentors and stuff like that that were Sigmas. I definitely had that presence. But me being a Hispanic on the HBCU campus, I didn't really have that much knowledge about Divine Nine organizations and stuff like that. So I did my research, but I'm like, okay, will they accept me as a Hispanic member? So I just took a chance. Went to some stuff for Sigma, and went to the interest meeting, and the rest is history. It's just first Latino Sigma, first Latino D9 Greek on this campus. So it's like sometimes you just gotta take that step. You gotta take that leap of faith.
Also, you're a legend. Okay.
I'm gonna say all that.
I'll say no. Like when I came to college, I didn't know anything about Greek, like nothing. My coach, he was the brother in high school. I used to see it, but I never really asked much until like right before I was going to graduate. I think I asked him, but it honestly went in one ear, went out the other. So all I saw was like stuff like from like Burning Sands. So when I first came here, I was like,
Oh my God, not Bernie saying that movie was very.
Yeah, that movie is like very incorrect. It's very outrageous, like
Crazy.
So yeah, when I first came here, I was like, nah, I'm not doing that.
It was
traumatizing. But just seeing what like the chapter was doing and like how they were influencing everybody on campus with like the events and stuff they were holding at the time, that's what kind of really like attracted me to them. Really was like the big influence. Like it just seemed like everybody on campus like just had like a different type of love for the bros for their own reasons. I think I like that.
For me, my interest started when I was in middle school because my coaches and my teachers, they were brothers.
So you been a bros.
Nah, I ain't been brothers. But because I'm the first to do it in my family, so I was always surrounded by it, but like as family, I couldn't tell my brother like, hey bro, I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't tell my pops because they not D9 or nothing. So my friend Miles, my best friend Miles, his brother. His family, the bros and everything like that. So, always being around him and like, just, like asking him a question here and there and whatnot. And then I had some other friends, their pops is the bros. So, just always being around it. And like I said, like I saw like how they truly live their lives and how they work. And I was like, yeah, man, if I'm gonna do it, this is it. I'm gonna be in Omega Psi Phi. And then when I got to college, it just came more surreal because it's like, it's my time to do it now, after meeting some of the football bros when I came in my freshman year and sophomore year, and I decided to do it when I came around my junior year. So now I'm here.
Like I said, it was really just high school, and then got here and see what they were doing on campus. Like, let me learn some more. Went to the interest meetings, and like as I said, taking that step.
So basically, for all y'all, like older people, kind of had a big influence.
For sure.
Cause I have to say, with me, like I mainly grew up around like my dad. My dad went to A&T, so and he used to hang around the brothers. So I've been around like his friends before, and then a lot of his friends, they AKAs. I have been around them before too. So yeah, basically they do have a big influence on you because they they tell you a lot and the stuff that they do. I have to say, like for me, like the community stuff, I really like the community stuff. Like I'm from Greensboro, so they have a lot of stuff around Greensboro, like even to like the cotillions and the pageants and stuff. Like it was really like interesting. So okay, so back on the dating question. So well, no, not dating, stereotypes. So because I know personally for me, like outside looking, I have heard like a lot of stereotypes. So you said that doesn't like affect y'all. So like, do women treat y'all like different, like celebrity different?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. They treat you like you bigger than you, like you was just, I don't know, like you some type of deity or something.
And that's so weird. Like,
yeah,
that's like a quick way to honestly throw somebody off.
Yeah.
For a long way.
If you come up to me acting like a fangirl, honestly, I'm not gonna pay no attention.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's not cute.
Yeah. I'm about to say because me like I don't know like some girls. I'm not gonna say all girls, but some girls they definitely just be, you know, ready to throw themselves at you. And like me personally, like I don't like I like somebody's like mysterious, somebody that plays hard to get or something like that. It's just interest for me. I can't I can't do that. It's just how it is.
Like they be chasing y'all. Like Monte, how is it for you for an athlete? Because I know like personally athletes get it bad.
Man, I mean, need hope. Oh, my bad.
Okay, like okay.
Ooh, they be doing too much, but yeah, like you said, that shit not cute. Like throwing yourself at me, that's not cute. That's not what's gonna make me attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, calm down.
And this experience been on campus? Like, how's it been on campus? Like, besides like people from the outside, how's it been on campus? Like, it's been real bad on campus.
I wouldn't even say real bad, but I mean, here and there, it'd be like, you know what I'm saying? You just like, nah, like don't do that.
They gonna get there.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like they be thinking like y'all got a roster or something like y'all just be talking to a lot of people?
Yeah, always. Like they are. That's just an assumption. Like when they approach you, they feel like that's written on your forehead.
Yeah.
Like comes with holes. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's really crazy. That's not the case.
So as far as like Greek life on campus, like is there anything y'all would like to like? Because you do have to like make up your mark and stuff. So is there anything like y'all would want to like change or like implement that can just go on past when y'all graduate?
Bringing the Delta back.
The Reds.
Probably.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Reds for sure. Miss y'all.
That way we can have like a full campus of D9 organization.
Facts.
Why they not here?
I'm sorry.
Hey, everybody.
Long story.
Right. They just had their own little situation going on, man. So hopefully they come back soon, man.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
Monte, I got
Bring
a
back the
question
Reds.
for you, bro. Hey, how it feel to be like the face of the school for real?
Shit.
Cause you on posters everywhere. I saw you in Hill Hall.
Shit, I go to sleep, wake up every day, do the same thing for real. Like, I don't act different because of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still me.
How is it for you like back home? Like, do you have a lot of support from like people back home?
Yeah. I got like a lot of younger people looking up to me. That's what really keep me going. Like times going back to that question you said when you want to quit sometimes. I just remember the people that look up to me. I remember my family. Like you remember your why, and that's what keep you going for real. For sure.
Okay, so you get a lot of hometown love like when you come home.
Yeah.
Kind of like a little celebrity.
Yeah, man. I gotta stay. I mean, like I don't like being at the crib because like I feel like you can't really flourish where you're from, so I gotta get away from there. But it's all love there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Yeah.
So that's all right. So your specific organization on this campus, like you say, anything that you would want to implement or change to? Because I know some things about this campus I would want to change too, and I'm not in no organization for real. But like, is there anything y'all would want to like implement or? Because like I know in high school I implemented. I was a Girl Scout, and you had to do a project for Go to War. So I implemented a little thing in there, and they can't do it no more because everybody graduated. But like, is it something you would necessarily like want to add in there? So like, they could be like, yeah, I started that.
So much already there.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's just so much like for us that's already been there in place before me and Meech crossed. It's just us, keeping that reputation going. Like for instance, the step show. Like our chapter is known for like winning a lot of step shows and being the hopping bros, so they say. But one thing that we did as Neos is we kept that going. We went out to Wilmington, did our thing, then we went out to the CI and put on for the school. So just keeping traditions like that our fraternity already had, just keep them going. Don't let that die out. That's yeah, for sure. That's my main thing.
Y'all like performing?
For sure.
Yeah.
That spotlight is
Yeah,
crazy, but I love
yeah.
ain't nothing like that. Like it's just because it's just so much hard work that the people people just don't see, and it goes with athletics too. Like they don't see all the hard work, the practices, because that's where it really counts. And then boom, game time, Saturday, whatever. And then the lights get on you, and then you just be you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something that you did so many times. It's like clockwork. It's just that
Sure.
just remember to breathe and just be out. And that's what we do. Like CI in Wilmington, it was out. And it was fun. We enjoyed the experience. And it's crazy because we only, like step shows, we only up there 10, 12, 15 minutes at tops. And you don't put all that work in, and when it shows and you get results, first place, second place, you can't be mad at yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because it paid off, so I love it.
Like, can't have a rainbow without the rain.
For real.
Yeah, I know personally for y'all, I do see y'all practice a lot.
I mean, we do it just for fun though. Like wherever, like we'll just be talking and then
Lab
you know somebody will move or something right behind and then just start a whole lab session and wherever we at. Like
I think that's good though, because with me, like personally, I feel like when y'all like perform and stuff, I feel like it's the more y'all do it, like the more it kind of gets implemented in you. But the more you practice, the more like sharper and good that you get.
Start to like I don't know, you just start to feel it kind of different once you really, especially when you really get the hang of it. Like you get real confidence.
Yeah.
Like a hop, like a stroll, like anything. Once you can get like real confident, it just always hits a little different.
I know that used to be getting y'all hype, especially if it got a little bass in me.
Oh yeah.
You know when you hear your song, you going, alright, it's time. You know what I'm saying?
So, what would y'all give, like, what kind of advice would y'all give for, like, anybody who wanted to join? Like, you know, as far as being, you know, a part of an organization and being a student as well.
Alright, so make sure your academics is right. So for us, you have to have at least a 2.75, but we want you to be above the, you know, because 2.75 is the bare minimum. We want you to be above that, be better than that. So make sure your academics is good. You know, you have to, you know, have some community service hours. So go out and it's a lot here at Winston that you can just apply for. Like you just really just have to talk to people.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, you can even come to us. You know, when we have events, you know what I'm saying. So anywhere I can help out, you get community service hours like that. So you know, just get some community service hours and things like that. And shoot, what you got?
Yeah, like you said, just make sure your academics are always like, you know, standard. That's always first and foremost before joining anything. You always want to make sure your grades are good. But if I had any advice, don't be scared to talk to someone in an organization. I get that a lot of times that like some people are like scared to approach me, and I can kind of look mean sometimes. I look kind of unapproachable sometimes.
You gotta rest in bitch face too.
Yeah, like I mean, I just don't be smiling, like you know. So, but don't be scared to talk to people. Like we said, like people are really just normal. Like that's really just my face. Because once you speak, I'm gonna start, you know, smiling and stuff. I'm just not gonna smile for no reason.
Right.
Yeah, because then y'all gonna think I'm crazy. Yeah, I say just don't be scared to talk to the members. Don't be scared to get your face out there. Because a lot of times, like people really do want to see you. Like once they get to know you, you like create like a friend before like the organization and stuff. Like people really want to like check up on you, you know, see you and stuff like that. So you know, just get your face. Don't be scared to get your face out there.
Yeah, I feel like people be scared to ask because we don't really know what they
Yeah,
ask.
like I mean, that's the only way you gonna find out.
So I know personally, me, like, sometimes I just like to know stuff. I just like to learn stuff. So, like, I ask questions. But, like, yeah, I don't really be knowing what to ask either. Because I don't want to ask nothing too, like...
Yeah. Nothing wrong with, like, curiosity. Like, you know, you're gonna be curious. Yeah, that's natural. You're human.
Also, like, learn up on your information about, like, if you trying to, like, join a certain fraternity or sorority, whichever one it is, learn up on it. Because we have national websites where you can go there and look at public information. So, you know, just learn up about the fraternity before, you know what I'm saying, express interest to somebody that's in it. Because if this is something you really want, you know what I'm saying,
You gonna
need
do
to know something.
Right.
You need to know what you're getting yourself into. So,
And with that, you gotta really like sit back and think about like really get to know yourself before you start to do the whole research point. Because if you don't know what your principles are, if you don't know what you're trying to do or what your goal is, you're not gonna be able to accurately pinpoint what organization best fits you. And I feel like it's better to do that than to just look at an organization and see what they're doing like outside or see what they're doing at a party and be like, hey, I want to join that because of what it looks like. Because you don't see, like they said, you don't see the work that they put in to get to that point.
So you kind of have to know like yourself, like your personality,
Yeah.
like match it up a little bit.
I would also say, like, just piggybacking off of what's been said already, do your research. I can't stress that enough. Do your research on what organization you want to do, and then also know who you are and be comfortable with yourself. Because there are people that they'll put up a front just to get in the door. I know I've seen that they put up a front to just get in the door, and that front will end up working out. And you know, that's what I personally feel. That's why you have a lot of people kind of denouncing organizations and you know using the excuse of like, oh, you know, we don't follow God, or you know, I've strayed away from God while joining this organization. You know, I can tell for y'all don't y'all like use the Bible a lot in y'all's history and stuff like that. Like I feel like we all do that. We all do that. So I feel like that's not an excuse to kind of, you know, denounce the organization. You really have to be comfortable in who you are and what you stand for, and you know, bring that even into the fraternity.
Yeah.
Or sorority, whichever one you choose to join. You know.
Have y'all felt like, as far as y'all talking about the Bible verses, like people, like you know, real churchy people be having something to say because like you play, like you cries.
I mean, we got churchy people in the organizations.
We got
Really
people that are
really-
pastors
yeah.
and stuff in the
Yeah,
organization.
pastors.
I mean, I was just gonna say, I feel like when there's a shroud of mystery around stuff, people like to just put a bad, you know,
Speculate.
name on it. Like, but it's like it's just because they don't know, right? So it's just like politely like stay in your lane. You know, like you know what you know, and if you don't know, like then you don't know.
Don't speak
like,
on it.
So don't speak on it. Like so, again, going back to knowing yourself and knowing what you're getting into. Just make sure to do your research. Like
It's literally out there. It's
Right.
public. It's not we holding it. It's public information. We all have national websites.
Right.
Just go up there, click, and scroll through it, read through it.
Right.
It says about us. So you're everything you know.
Okay, so I know some of y'all are seniors. Actually, most of y'all are seniors. So, what do y'all want, like, y'all's legacy to be on this campus? Like, what do you want people to remember you as a person?
He achieved everything he said he was going to do. He personally. He was always himself.
Shit, I want everybody to look at me and be like, that's a real ass nigga.
For real.
Yeah.
Facts. I don't know, man. Besides the basketball aspect of it, I say I want people to remember my energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to stay positive and like try to feed back into people. So I would want people to remember my energy, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
And,
I'm about to say, me personally, like I mentioned earlier, like being a Latino on this campus, bro, I was the first one to do it. You know, as far as for me, people that look like me. So I just want to be that kind of inspiration. Like, you know, just because you might not be part of a certain space, don't be afraid to get involved. Don't be afraid, because we do have Latinos on this campus. They just either don't feel welcome, don't feel like they can get involved, or don't have a platform. We don't have a Latino student union here, so we don't really have representation for people that look like me. So the legacy that I want to leave is kind of like, you know, just because you don't have the platform doesn't mean you can't make your own.
I guess I could say, well, the legacy I want to leave is for people to know, like for me to be an example, like no matter what type of background you come from, or like whatever type of situation you're in before, you can always, you know, just see it through, finish, do whatever you want, whatever you say you're gonna do, you know, like no matter what you've been through, you can always accomplish whatever you put your mind to. I feel like that's what I want people to remember about me. You know, it's kind of like the one that like did it, like, turned life around, and all that stuff.
And you gonna be on the damn hospital, so.
Yeah.
So I know you said something about the race, so I kind of wanted to touch more on that too. So do y'all feel like, you know, we are on the HBCU campus, but do y'all feel like a lot of people that's not like black feel like they can't join a D9 organization because they're not black?
as long as you join it for the right reason, I don't see an issue. I mean, of course, it's always going to be people disagreeing with everything. So that just comes with the territory. But I mean, if you know what it's standing for and you trying to stand by that, I'm not gonna stop you at the end of the day. It's about brotherhood.
Because I know a lot of people, you know, black people especially, are kind of territorial because they feel like, you know, it was created for black people. It should only be black people. But like you said, you don't have no issue on it. Y'all think that's bad or like?
I think it's bad. I see the point.
I mean,
I think it's important to gatekeep some black spaces, but if you look into the history of, you know, I'm speaking for my fraternity, it was created as a space for minorities in general, but it was focused primarily for black people. So it's like, at that time, that's who flocked to the organization. So it's like, it's not saying like you can't join because you ain't one of us. No, like Abraham said, if you stand by our values and our objectives, then it's open to anyone. But I do think like the protecting those spaces is what that kind of opposition to other races coming into it is. Like, we just want to keep those, like, you know, kind of safe to us, because a lot of times we as black people are friendly, invite people in, and then they change it and kind of twist it to how we don't want it, or how it wasn't intended for us who were. Yeah. So it's kind of like a protection.
I mean, like you said, as long as you you know the reason you're joining, like you know the history behind the organization. Forget that. You know the history behind the D9 in general. Like, as long as you know, you really read up on it, like understand like what these organizations were created to do. I feel like you'll be all right. You know, we have a white brother in our chapter, actually.
Danish, bro.
Hey, bro.
I had no idea.
Shout out Jay Smith, man. Yeah. So, you know, as long as you know.
I'm about to say I can't necessarily speak for myself, but I can speak for like what other brothers are talking. It just really depends on the territory, like you said. Like, you know, there's gonna be chapters that they do really gatekeep on who they let in, and you know, there's brothers that understand that, you know, just looking beyond race. Like, you know, if brothers are gonna put in work, they're gonna put in the work. So it just really depends on what you want your chapter image to be.
Do y'all feel like people think that, like, originally when they want to cross, that y'all judge them based off of their appearance?
I feel like some people don't want to join certain organizations because of their appearance. Like with the that plays into to the stereotypes again, though.
Yeah.
You know, like it might be someone on this campus, you know, like I wouldn't want to, you know, play Omega because I'm just too small, or something like that. You know, like it's really what go through certain people's head, you know, stuff like that, or I have no coordination, you know, stuff like that. Like I've heard
You
it
can
all.
learn some coordination.
Like I've really heard it all. So.
So, Vontae, like, you was the athlete. So, would there be anything you would, like, change about, like, do you feel like y'all, you know, the Winston basketball team, you know, both men and women, do y'all feel like, you know, it would change anything? Like, y'all could get more, like, exposure, you know?
I feel like Winston and HBCUs are trending in the right direction as a whole, like with the media and stuff, because more people starting to hone on in it. But I mean, as far as something that could change to get more media, like that's what you asking?
Yeah, like, to get more, like, exposure, like, to get more recruiters, like, people like that looking at y'all.
Man, I mean, I don't even know if I'd change anything really, because I ain't gonna lie, like the videos talk, that's our cameraman, he be posting on Twitter and stuff, they be blowing up. And like, yeah, he be snapping, man, he fine. But and like recruits see that, they gonna want it. Like if you come to games and watch us play, if any every recruit that did that, they committed here. You know what I'm saying? So if you see that environment, I mean, you gonna want to come here.
So how did you how do you like the environment, like, when you playing games? I know
I love that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
big.
It just turned me up, like just running out there, hearing the band playing, seeing everybody on their feet. It just turned you up. That adrenaline be crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
So you really like it.
Yeah, it's lit.
Okay, so about the last question, am I allowed to ask y'all what y'all favorite stroll is?
Yeah. I
got too many of them. And we still in the lab, so you know we got some sauce that I can't even say right now. But I like Heisman. We got a little song called Heisman.
Yeah.
That's you know what I'm saying. I like Cookout too though. Yeah, Cookout hard. Cookout was great.
Yeah, Heisman stuff.
But we still in the lab though. So
Yeah, I don't know. Just keep your eyes open. You never know.
Ramfest.
I'm about to say Ramfest.
We could literally make something up in like the span of 5 minutes. Like, you know, people looking down at their phones, we could be making up a whole time.
it's just creativity, man.
Yeah, it's just a lot of different minds coming together.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So y'all actually come up with like it don't have to be to those specific songs. Y'all can come up to more strokes to others.
Yeah,
We
like
got the church music. We done did it before.
like I'll put on like some 80s music, like just something with some funk into it, like you never heard, something I never heard before. Yeah, just kind of freestyle. You just you feel it. I don't know, you feel it in your soul.
What's your favorite?
Well, I know for my LBs, definitely, it's probably gonna be Kim K. That's one of them, and then we got another one called Swag, and I think like Swag is like known, so yeah, that's like the known one, like, but the one that's more like us is Kim K for sure.
I'm about to say for us, I know, well, at least I get tired of hearing this song so many times over the years.
Dreams and nightmares.
Dreams and Nightmares, bro. Cause y'all know I said it all for Dreams and Nightmares, man. But you know, I feel like more was reflected in the chapter and where we're at now. Probably the show we guys call No Love. You know, we got that one. We got, you know, like they said, we got some stuff in the lab. So just watch out for Ramfest. That's all I can say. Look it up.
Abraham.
Rich Gang.
We got this stroll called BBW. That's probably like my favorite stroll. For real. That's like my favorite stroll. I haven't hit it yet, like in public. It's coming soon though. It's another stroll that we got to this song called Him by Big Gable. Yeah, I actually created that stroll myself. It's hard. It's hard.
Okay, but like we'll have to, watch out for y'all Ramfest. So that's pretty much all the questions I have. So I just want to thank y'all, cause I've been learning myself too about podcasting and stuff. But I really appreciate y'all coming and cooperating with me.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that.
I'd love to do it again, to be honest.
Yeah, for real.
Actually, your LBs wanted their own episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me show.
Yeah, the LBs they wanted the whole episode today.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Those are me in there.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get it together. Like I said, I'm learning too. I like to plan ahead. So that's why I had kind of called y'all in the beginning. I like to plan ahead so I can go ahead and plan everything out. It's just how I am. I really appreciate y'all. Because y'all done taught me a lot too. Because it's a lot that I haven't learned. But I definitely really appreciate y'all. Y'all time, especially on a Sunday.
So, we talking about Sunday.